Hey, welcome back to the channel. Grandpa's back with another show. I'm going to talk to you about GPU, but specifically GPU sag. You know what GPU sag is? And when the board is mounted into your computer, right? And what starts happening, the weight of the GPU starts to cause the board to twist and turn and crack and fail. I'm going to talk about some solution on today's show. Stay to the very end. I have a solution for the larger 5090s that I think you'll be quite amazed about. So if you haven't asked you already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, and hit the like button. It helps me get more information out there. Be back shortly. Now, what happens basically in GPU sag? We've all seen it over a period of time. The weight of the board is so heavy, but it's only supported on one side. So the board begins to twist and turn and bend. But what starts happening is this puts a lot of stress on the components on the board, on the actual circuitry. And that's why you start seeing artifacts. What am I talking about? Well, let's look at it right here. This is a 5090 motherboard that is coming for repair. And what happened over a period of time, because the board wasn't supported and because it is so heavy, it began to twist. And as it begins to twist, the memory chips and everything else, obviously they don't bend. And if the board is bending, it's going to put stress on the solder joint. So what literally happens is the solder joint either cracks or tears off the motherboard. And that's where you get your artifacts or your blue screen or your death, or it seems to run a while and turns die. And that's what's basically happening is the solder joints on the motherboard are cracking. And then the only way to have this fixed is to send it out where they can redip this and fix the solder joints. But it's a terrible situation. You know, olden days when you had this going on, you didn't have many of these problems. And you know, as we look in here, this board has really twisted. So I'm going to talk about several solutions that you can do. The problem being, of course, is depending upon your case, not every solution will work for every case. And then as right now with the 4090 and the 5090 being so heavy, you need to support that. Or at the very end of this video, I'm going to show you an alternate method I think you'll like. Now, as you may notice, I have a bit of a cold. Down here in Florida, we've had some really strange weather, unlike the north, and where we've been in one week it's 82 degrees and sunny, and today, this morning, we woke up at 32 degrees. It's crazy. And of course, I've caught myself a little bit of a cold. I apologize for that. And if you have again, so this is the simplest way to do it, and there are many, many ways to do this, and I'm going to go over quite a few of them. Some of them from the most basic and inexpensive to something really going to blow your mind. One way, of course, is this particular support, and basically what it does is you measure one side, the one by the frame, and then you expand this out and adjust it. One side is magnetic, and it taps to the bottom of the case, or whatever metal is there, and then you adjust it so that the card is level. That's an easy way to basically reduce that. And you could put, of course, put two of them, one in the middle, two to even do a better job of supporting. But let's look at something else that's really, really cool. I thought this was fantastic. One of it, another alternative that you can use, of course, is this particular unit. I'm going to leave you the links for the Amazon where you can find these. Please use the links. It helps support the channel. At any rate, what this does is basically it's the same concept. And what you do is you adjust the back and it supports the unit, and it has a magnetic or a sticky tape where you can put it and support the channel. But what's nice about it is you can plug it into different power sources, and it will tell you the temperature that's going on inside your case, so you'll know whether or not you're having a cooling issue or not. Really, really, really great. So when there's no way for you to connect, put a stud going down to the bottom of the frame, what alternatives do you have? Well, I'm going to show you two alternatives. Let me show you what they are. One here, basically you remove two screws from the motherboard, and then you put these extender studs on here, and a bracket attaches to it. And then you have two brackets that will attach to it, which you adjust, and they will support your video card. One alternate method, another one that they have here, is a bracket that will attach to the back of the PC the where your access slots are, where you would attach your video card and extender boards. And once you've mounted it on there, there's a little screw, adjustment screw, and now you can adjust it. It's behind there. And as you lift it up, you can make the board level. But the nice thing about that one particularly is that there's a slot in there that you can put an LED strip. So if you're big on having all these strips of light and variations, you can do that. That's a nice alternative to what. Now let's look at the bottom line of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to prevent the board from twisting and turning. That's the hardest thing. Because when originally when video cards came out, they were small, they were compact, they weren't as heavy as they are today. And the problem is now as they've gotten larger and larger and we need more powerful heat sinks. I mean, what was it? I heard that the new 5090 takes almost 500 watts of power to power it. And the heat distribution that's got to be on that board, it's got to be incredible. So the heatsink has to be huge. And the problem is what happens, what we talked about, if the board begins to twist and the solder joints crack or the chips themselves crack, and then you have your artifacts or your board dies completely. So one way of doing this is another methodology is what I think that we're going to have to see in the future. We need to stop mounting the boards horizontally because the weight of the board is just too great. Let me show you an alternative that I found that you may be able to use for your own PC. The bottom line, of course, is if you're still mounting it horizontally like most video cards are made, we really need to change up the design of most of the PC cases because that video card really, and the way it's designed is not really the best situation. And I believe that PC manufacturers and them have to change the design now if they're going to keep upgrading these video cards as the 4090, the 5090, they're so huge and so weighty. And you've got to put supports in there. Let me show you an alternative. This happens to be by Pantex, another company. I'll leave you the link in my video description. And what this does is it is a bracket and will fit some cases, not all, and you mount your video card onto it. There's a plug in there for the video card, as you can see on the bottom. And there's a harness that will plug into the video card. And then you can connect all your other cables, mount it. Now you can mount it at a tilt if you happen to have case fans on the bottom, okay? Or as in this case, you can mount it straight up and down, okay? And now you don't have any more problems with swag because the video card is no longer being suspended in the air and starting to twist and you're having these issues. But it will not work in all cases. And I believe that in the future, that's the way video PC manufacturers need to go. They need to have cases where the video board can be mounted separately, and then harnesses connected to the video card can be connected directly to the motherboard. And I hope this information has been helpful to you. Please put it in the comments. What method of supporting your GPU did you end up using? A small, inexpensive one, or one of the others? Please use the links that are in the for Amazon. That helps support the channel. Don't forget you can buy us a cup of coffee and give a donation, or hit the thank you button, or become a channel member. Grandpa always loves to hear from you. Again, don't forget to comment. I'll be back with the next video. Check out my other PC building tips, my tech reviews. Until next time, you have a blessed day. Thank you for watching.